Yo, welcome back. On Sunset Locks, today we're going to talk about a very serious issue. All the topics we talk about is super serious. Today is sad. It's always sad. We're going to discuss the Gilroy Garlic Festival shooting that happened in California wait, 2 days ago. That claims the life of Stephen Romero,
who was only 6 years old.
6 years old. Trevor Ivory, 25-year-old, and Kayla Salazar,
who was going to celebrate her birthday this weekend, turning 14.
It is crazy, and this is not a video pro-gun violence or promoting.
Wait. And let's not forget the 15 other victims that he injured. Oh, they shooting!
Victims rushed to safety.
She got shot!
Some of those shot, thrown into the back of pickup trucks.
So there could definitely be more casualties out there, but it's not a video promoting gun violence or saying that, oh, we need better gun laws. It's a video promoting love, avoid peace. These people were at a garlic festival.
Many at first believing those pops were fireworks exploding, but then realizing they were under attack.
What's going on? Oh, they shooting!
It's a garlic festival, bro. Like, just a regular thing. Like, I'm not saying a music festival isn't regular, but I'm not.
And I hope I'm saying this right, but it's pretty sad to see, like, with what just happened with this festival, I hope I'm saying this right, they have another one coming up, the Irby Festival. And they're upping security and putting so many cameras on the perimeter out of the fear of the thousands or hundreds of thousands of people that are going to be there and someone else doing something similar.
I feel that's the best thing to do in any situation, especially because, listen, man, I just feel like people are becoming more and more scared to go out, to do anything, to even go to a concert because they're scared to possibly let someone run up and shoot. The Vegas situation that happened a couple years ago when a guy just opened shots outside his hotel, just killing random people just for what? I think that's the safest thing to do. If we're not going to sit here and carry weapons on us and obviously going to check us when we go through the metal detectors and stuff like that, the best thing for us to do is up security 10 times what they had before, you feel me? Have 25 police out there, have fucking SWAT there, who gives a fuck, to deter people to want to come out there and shoot and kill people.
So we had many instances where we talk about Donald Trump on this channel. We try not to bring him up too much, but I feel like for this exact topic, it's really important to mention him in the sense of when he was on his ride to the office.
I'm actually a nice person.
On his road to becoming president, one of his things he campaigned about was this wall.
We need to build a wall, and it has to be built quickly.
Why we needed it was the terrorists coming over and all types of stuff. But I really want to point out the amount of stories we've covered on this channel. They're homegrown U.S. citizens.
All right.
Not terrorists that's coming over. Yes, we did have some instances in the past, but it's nearly the amount of numbers we have. So today I did a lot of research. And I came across some stuff, like just over the last 48 hours at airports, they discovered people with their baggage having grenades, U.S. Military issued grenades. Another one with a fucking missile, whose excuse was, I wanted it as a souvenir. He was an active U.S. military soldier who was trying to get on the plane
With a missile.
with a missile.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it makes you wonder what their real purposes are. And it's to the point that our airlines is issuing a statement to us to let us know. And it's sad that they even have to do this, to let us know that military issued weapons are not allowed on planes. Like, this isn't something that's known. On top of that, I saw a post trending on Facebook, and I wanted to make sure it was real, where there literally are now bullet-resistant backpacks for children to go to school being sold at Office Depot, I believe, for like 119 to 140 something, depending on the quality you get prices. So we're living in a world where our country knows that in our own land, this is something we have to do. We have to send our kids to school with the hope that their backpack will catch the bullet instead of them, and that it will work. Because it's not bulletproof; it's bullet resistant. Right. We're not even going to get into what that means, but we have to go to those extents, not because of the fear of a terrorist coming over or coming through a wall that hasn't yet been built, but because of our own people. This guy that shot up this garlic festival had previously, before he did it, made tweets talking about it. He had posted a lot of white supremacy tweets that they're now investigating. There were signs, red flags, but he was allowed to legally buy an AK-47 and then illegally transport it to California.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But we're worried about a wall when we can't even keep our own citizens in check.
My biggest thing with that whole issue is like, especially with the backpack in a war like this, is like, I sit back and I think about realistically, right? So, we're not going to get rid of the guns. We're never going to get rid of the
Because
guns.
we have the right to bear arms. And unfortunately, our citizens would be too scared to not have the right to bear arms
Especially
with the fear of our government.
Exactly. So it's like, that's where it starts. That's exactly where it starts. And no one trusts the government, period. So at the end of the day, no one wants to get rid of their guns. And that's going to lead to anti-Semitism. You know, he said he hated mixed race kids or some shit like that. And it's like, I just look at it, it's like, bro, like, we can't, the kids, whoever growing up.
How did that 6-year-old have any choice in its race?
None. And he just literally took his whole life away because of your rhetoric, because of what you feel. Keep that shit to yourself, dog. We have to go there and kill people.
If you felt that strongly about mixed race people, black people, interracial people, whatever title you want to get,
why don't you leave?
Why did you even go to a festival that was filled with the exact type of people you don't like to associate with? This was premeditated. And one thing I want to shine light on is, thank God, finally, and I'm not praising the fact that they killed someone, but thank God finally the cops have done something right. I say that because
they're doing their job, babe.
And they don't. So thank God they're doing something right. And I say that in the sense of this. 9 times out of 10, when you hear about a case of a white guy who shoots up a school, shoots up anything, they brought him in peacefully, it was a mental disorder. Right. These cops who were technically outgunned because they had handguns, it was 3 cops, they had handguns. He had an AK-47 that literally shot 20 bullets in a second. Yeah. So these cops that were able to fatally wound him didn't stop and say, you know what, let's figure out why he's doing this, why he continues to kill people. Let's figure out if this is a mental thing. We need to protect the people that he's hurting. And they took him down to protect and to serve, which is the one thing we continue to complain that they don't do. So you know what, shout out to those cops for doing your job, for protecting and serving the community, regardless of what his reasons are.
And not only that, but we need to take an example of this at festivals and stuff like that. Race security, bro. Put a bunch of fucking police cars, just everything, cameras, all that shit.
Authorities say the gunman, 19-year-old Santino William Lagon, wearing camo, evaded tight security checkpoints and metal detectors by cutting through a fence, sneaking onto the festival grounds, then unloading on attendees with an assault-style rifle.
Have fucking sensor monitors, whatever the case is. Like, we can't be in fear of our life, going to enjoy ourselves.
But unfortunately, we have to.
Unfortunately, we really have to. We didn't get a gun too? We didn't get a gun? And
I believe eventually we would.
I just feel like if you have a gun, you're gonna use that shit.
Before it's the right's taken away. Before that right is taken away, I believe that we should. And for the fact of protection, not because of how everyone sees it for government, for the fact of how many people at that festival. Now, mind you, even if they were licensed, they would not have been able to bring it in because it was a family festival. But let's just say some of them licensed did have guns on them outside of those 3 cops. I believe less than 15 people would have been wounded, and someone would have easily been able to take it out and defend themselves. And less probably would have been dead. One of the stories I've seen on the footages for the news is a guy saying that he ran into one of the places screaming "run" 3 times, and right after he said that, the bullets started flying. So he seen the guy right before it happened. Everyone else thought it was fireworks. So one thing is, when you're at these events, yes, you want to enjoy yourself, but be cautious. Just because you hear a noise, yes, in events like that, fireworks and guns can sound very similar.
I'm gone.
You hear it, you don't take out your phone to record because you want to get a good footage, because you know what, that video might cost you your life.
Facts. Yeah, man. Anything else you gotta say, boo? Yeah,
we gotta do better. We gotta do better at protecting our community, and most importantly, that that topic we put out about that mental health class, this is a prime example on why that class is important, why it's needed, because someone who may be feeling the way he's feeling about mixed people might be able to discuss something like that.
But at the same time, like, there's no cross path to other people. Like, okay, you hate these people because you read these white supremacist book that was made years ago.
Or because of what you were brought up in.
Yeah, but then he has supporters who also is in the same lane that he's thinking. You feel me? And there's no transition to say, let me think about these people. I just hate them because
But if we have
they're
those
nasty
classes,
or whatever the case is. You feel me? Yeah, starting younger, yes.
if we have those classes and we have these counselors now, those kind of statements, those kind of beliefs can be red flagged. Those students can be red flagged. Believe it or not, in schools, there's actually a list of students who are most likely to do something like shoot up a school or something like that. Some schools have lists like that for the most unbehaved child, misbehaved child, or stuff like that, that they have concerns on. That's why they turn around and send certain kids
But I just feel
to
like
disciplinary schools.
when the situation like that happens, I feel like they plan on seeing that person's head. Like, oh, maybe I should do this because they think I'm not going to do this. You feel me? I'm trying to say, like, oh, man, listen, man.
We need to take statements like that more serious, and instead of just saying, oh, you're wrong for saying that, or oh, how dare you, take it serious, report it, make it known, like, you know what, this person is a white supremacist. This person is talking about this festival where there will be plenty of kids. Y'all need to watch out for this person. Stop being scared to be the person that told or the person that said something, because you being that person that told might also be the person that just saved 15 lives plus the 3 that passed away.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure someone recognized it before.
It's a deep story, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe.
We out.